Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover Fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.
Happy Wednesday, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Freshen up your Wednesday with our quick midweek fix. Our Clover Fresh milk eggs Benedict with Avo Hollandaise is quick to make and will have you feeling like your culinary skills cannot be contested. Did you hear that, Queen?
It sounds good to me. I love a good eggs Benedict, but I do not know how to make that hollandaise sauce. So South Africa, if you want to get in on this incredible recipe, just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za and you can get all the ingredients and the details as to how to throw down in this kitchen.
Exactly. And the one thing I like about this eggs Benedict is, yes, hollandaise is normally made with the eggs, but we're not getting the eggs involved. The eggs are basically just part of the dish, but the hollandaise sauce itself is made with our Clover Fresh milk and some Avo.
Lead us, Queen.
All right,
Lead us.
Before I get started with that, let me get the mushrooms started because they're also part of the recipe. So I'm going to get those cooking in the interim while we get the sauce sorted out. So I'm just going to increase our heat here. So all we want now is we want our mushrooms to be nice and brown on the outside because they've got a nice nutty but also meaty texture if you crisp them up. If they're nice and soft, yes, they're delicious, but that texture just takes them up a notch, and you actually end up thinking you're eating meat when you're not. But anyway.
So basically patience here when it comes to the mushrooms.
Basically,
Take your time.
But also the other good thing is to just have a nice medium to hot pan. And then that helps with getting it all nice and brown on the outside. So let me actually get started with this. And then another thing we're going to do is while they're sizzling up, I want to add some heat because I know my queen loves some heat.
I do, but more than ever. You know, a lot of people always rag on me about the chili and the heat. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that it is good for my digestive system. And also, some chilies have that killer vitamin C. And I love that too.
I'm glad you know that. So the one thing I love about this recipe, it's very light, but it's also very healthy for you because we've got the protein from the eggs, we've got the good fats from the Avo, and you've got all that calcium and all those nutrients from our Clover Fresh milk, Yona, and its 55 quality tests, and the fact that, like, I still can't believe that it actually stays fresh for up to 18 days.
That is remarkable to me because I'm the type of person, I mean, I live on my own, so I need to get enough bang out of my back.
Exactly.
So when I buy a 2 litre of the Clover Fresh milk, of course, in that blue bottle, I need to make sure that it is going to be able to last in my fridge for an optimum amount of time because I'm not trying to run back to the store to buy more and re-up. So the fact that it can stay fresh for that long, oh, I love it.
Especially with these moments where we're being told to try and stay home as often as possible, as much as possible.
Yeah.
So it actually is great for that. So to start off our hollandaise sauce, we've got some Avos in here. I'm going to go in with our seasoning, some salt and pepper.
Okay.
I love a bit of salt in this because we want to make sure that we flavor it up as much as we can.
Yeah.
And then some more heat, some cayenne pepper. And then we need, whenever we make hollandaise sauce, there's always an acid of sorts. So either it's lemon juice, vinegar. In this case, we're using our lemon juice for this recipe. Okay. So to start it off, I'm not going to add the milk just yet because we want the milk to actually thin it out. So we're going to start. It's going to be a nice thick paste. That's fine. Let me just...
Dumi. And I also love the fact that you're incorporating avocado again in this ingredient because I know we love cooking along here in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we also love to focus on seasonal ingredients and seasonal vegetables. And right now, avos are the thing. So we need to get them at an economical price right now and optimize on it on our shelves.
I honestly wish there was a way that you could like freeze avos and they stay fresh because the thing is, when you freeze them, they come out, they're not the same.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. So, I see that, okay, you first blitzed up your avocado. After blitzing it up, you added more full cream fresh milk.
Correct.
And then you continued blitzing it again.
Yes, so the whole idea here is you want the consistency to be runny, but also thick because you still want it to hug and hold on to the eggs. You don't want it running off because it basically is the sauce for this dish. I didn't put any sauce on the bread. I didn't put anything underneath. We literally just have the hollandaise that's going to bind this all together.
Beautiful.
So one more blitz.
And
that is it. Our sauce is nice and thick and ready. Let's just get our mushrooms nicely toasted. Can you guys see this? This is just amazing.
To me, I'm loving the color on those mushrooms, becoming that golden brown that we love so much. And also accompanying it with the color of that hollandaise sauce. I'm already imagining how this plate is going to come together. And if you would love your plates to come together the same way ours are here on Afternoon Express's Kitchen, please do head over to our website and you can also be cooking along, getting this delicious, delectable egg hollandaise Hollandaise Egg Benedict recipe.
So do you like your eggs poached, fried, or should I just...
I like them poached, girl.
All right, and soft poach, hard poach?
Soft.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. A trick whenever you're poaching, I've got my water that's been boiling here and I've got some vinegar. So like we said, another acidic sauce, you can either use vinegar, you can use lemon juice, anything that's acidic, because what happens is when the egg goes in there, if there's no acid, it's gonna basically like go everywhere.
Disperse.
Yeah, and you
I've
don't want that.
always wondered how people, you masters in the kitchen, are able to get those eggs put together so nicely in that cute little pouch and package on top of the bread.
Yes.
It's genius to me. So just adding a little bit of vinegar to your water does the trick.
And then another trick. The water was boiling and then I turned it completely down because we want it now just to simmer, because we don't want the egg to break again. So this is another trick. We create a whirlpool in the center of the pot, and then we drop our egg in the very center, and then what's going to happen is it's going to basically create a whirlpool, and then the egg itself is going to come into itself.
I love that. Okay, this is essentially, we can almost use like science in this, because it is essentially that movement that's binding it and holding it and hugging it together.
Correct. But the other thing is, if you really don't want to try it and you don't want to risk having your eggs looking like a flat mess, then you've got the trick of taking cling wrap, putting your egg, breaking your egg into, basically, I could do that for you now. You just take a piece of plastic, actually.
I'm kind of loving this, South Africa. Please head over to our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express if you are loving all of these hacks and tricks in the kitchen that Uboy Tumelo is throwing down. I'm loving that. I see what you mean, though, as well, about the mushrooms that not necessarily are burnt, but are just getting sauteed.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I've just switched it off, so now they're basically going to continue cooking in there.
Okay.
But we're not burning them or anything. This is another trick where you basically just do this with the egg. Put an elastic band here, put the egg in there. So what happens is, luckily because of the plastic, the egg is going to cook and it's going to create a nice little ball.
Or if you don't even have an elastic band, I can just imagine you can tie a knot.
Yeah, you can just tie a knot, and basically the egg is going to cook. You take it out, it's a nice little poached ball of good deliciousness, and that is basically it.
Lovely.
That's your eggs Benedict. So I'm going to try and take one of our eggs out here.
Okay. It should almost be ready. This is definitely a beginner's lesson, because you kind of broke it down quite simply. I understand it. And you've also empowered me, making me feel like I can do this quite easily at home over the weekend. And of course, this will make a delicious Sunday brunch.
Correct. And I know a lot of people talk about brunch this, brunch that. Guys, it's very simple. It is really very simple. So we're going to go in with our mushrooms here.
Okay.
Just plate them up. And because I've got them side by side, I don't even need to worry about plating on one specific slice of bread. I'm just going to make a nice little trail of mushrooms at the bottom.
Stunning. I know that we are in level 2 South Africa, and that the economy has opened up and restaurant goers are just loving that. But this is a recipe here that need not be enjoyed in a restaurant. You can enjoy this from the comfort of your own home.
Correct.
And I see that you're also adding a meat there, Dumza.
Yeah, so you've got the option of adding whichever meat you'd like. If you even wanted, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, you can add some meat into there. And so basically what I've done, I've used some prosciutto. You can use smoked salmon, smoked trout, whichever you like. Obviously, it's best to use stuff that's sustainable, because we're trying to look after our environment as well. And then you basically just spoon your eggs onto there.
Wow.
That's the first one. And let me try and take out our makeshift.
But in the interest of time, Dumi, just dish up that last one and put it all together beautifully.
Sure?
I'm very sure. I cannot wait to eat, and I'm sure South Africa is salivating watching you put this masterpiece together. Put that hollandaise sauce on top of it.
Are you ready for this?
Let's go, honey.
And we've got the heat in there and everything. We've got the salt. It's already seasoned. So all we do now is we just plate this up.
Delicious.
And you've got a nice thick hollandaise sauce that goes on there. I'm one of the few people who enjoys her sauce nice and thick, because I wanted to basically just hug my eggs. And obviously once it hits the eggs, it's going to start dispersing or distributing evenly around.
It won't be as thick of a consistency on top of it. It'll just kind of melt into all the other ingredients.
Into everything, yeah. And then that's basically your hollandaise. And another trick just at the very end, I like to add some more acidity and some deliciousness. And this is just sun-dried tomatoes that you've chopped up.
Wow.
And that is your eggs Benedict. So if you can't get full from this, I don't know what would fill you up. Now that's one refreshing way to end the day. To get your hands on this recipe, go to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover Fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.